What's up, everyone, and welcome to Creatively Enhanced, the show that is dedicated to visual artists and creative entrepreneurs. I'm your host and artist mastermind, Chantel. Yo, we officially made it to mid-season, episode 5, and today's topic is about how to get your art exhibited. And to be honest, this episode could apply for most startup businesses because I will be diving on this topic from an entrepreneurial standpoint, along with tying it together for visual artists. So exhibiting your artwork provides a sense of achievement for many creatives, especially in the art field. In my experience of exhibiting, there are a few things that I learned that help me grow and prosper. I learned that the true value of art, it doesn't come from an exhibition, but it comes from the total package of being an artist. The total package is the mindset of the artist, the level of customer service and presentation, and the transaction process. There was a point in time when I struggled with having the right mindset. I was always focused on the negative and I lacked organization. I needed guidance on how to overcome barriers that kept me from achieving the next level and to pretty much get out of the what's next headspace. The few things that I did to overcome barriers and prosper was finding a mentor, connecting with other artists, and really deep diving into my belief system, such as my faith in God, Christ Jesus. I know this may not sound entirely like the process of getting your art into an art exhibition, but I can sure guarantee you that this is the starting point. I want to start though by breaking down the definition of exhibit because I think this is kind of important to know. So doing a little handy dandy internet search, exhibit is defined in two ways. The first definition is to publicly display a work of art or item of interest in an art gallery or museum or at a trade fair. The second definition is to manifest or deliberately display a quality or type of behavior. When exhibiting your art, it is a good idea to be prepared in the right mindset, define your presentation of work and delivery, and have a clear idea of what your transaction process looks like. Think of your business as the art masterpiece that either you're working on or it is finished. When it is time to present your work, aka exhibit your masterpiece, you have to be prepared and in place to receive many things, such as money, criticism, or just feedback. Your mindset has to be in a posture of positive thinking. We have to think and speak life into our masterpieces. Don't unalive a dream by speaking over your artwork negatively or just doubting all the time, but have faith that your masterpiece is created because there is someone out there looking for your art. There is a need for you, and this is the first part of just the mindset work. Overcoming negative thoughts that hinders your growth. Reading books for self-improvement, leadership skills, getting therapy to heal, reconnecting with the true God-given identity, or finding an art mentor who will push, equip, and encourage you along the way are just some of the ways you can work on your artistic mindset. One thing that I did was I found a mentor that was out of the norm for me in another country, and she was phenomenal. Seriously, she gave me the tools that I believe that positively impacted my journey today. You do not necessarily have to change your mindset, however. Many people go into business very successful without doing any mindset work. But for someone like myself, I did need that one-on-one walkthrough with my mentor because I struggled with consistency. So the mindset work was very specific to a need. When you start to exhibit in a gallery, things get really exciting. Your work is hanging proudly to the world only to have someone come up and give you their 2 cents on what you should have done different. You'll have to filter out what's important and what is not needed, and this is another reason why your mindset has to be in a great place. So let's talk about getting your art hung in an exhibition, right? After you've created your masterpiece, you will start searching online and connecting with the community to find call to artists in your area, which are artist opportunities. Call to artists, they range from mural projects, themed art calls, performing arts, or anything in the creative field. I've seen calls for vendor opportunities at trade fairs, and these are great places to start. Here's an example. You search online and you find a call to artist opportunity to showcase in an art exhibition. The theme is abstract paintings, and that's what you have. Great. So, on the call to artists, there's typically instructions and rules on applying. Most will require an application or a vendor fee that can range from $20 and upward into the hundreds. For gallery calls, you may be required to submit an artist statement, artist bio, clean images of your work, usually between 1 to 5, and also your contact information. Once you submit your application, you will then wait for a response from the gallerist, and if your work is accepted, great, and if it's not, great. If your work is accepted, the gallery will provide instructions on how to bring in your work, usually framed or ready for hanging, and when you drop off your work, you'll typically have to sign some sort of agreement. But please ensure the photos of your art when you submit your application matches your art when you drop it off. Quality is so important because sometimes the gallery curator can deny your art right at drop-off if you modified your image too much in the application. Don't add filters, don't crop out and cut out and add in. Submit exactly what you're going to drop off if you get accepted. Now your art is hanging. It's opening reception night and you get an interested buyer. You should have a safe transaction process in place or have a clear plan between you and the curator on how your transactions will take place. If you're delivering to the buyer, make sure your delivery process is smooth and you communicate the process of delivery. Set your expectations to the customer. Packaging your art, if you're shipping it, should be considered and how that will look. I like to use a company called Uline. They have lined art packaging boxes where it's foam inside and the packaging on the outside is hard, so there's no damage on the way to the customer during the shipment process. After the delivery of your art, you can send a review request a week later and get your buyer's feedback. Feedback will help you grow and learn how to improve. I received so much feedback over time, y'all, that I was like, I need to stop and really think about what I'm doing right and wrong here because I'm getting the same feedback. Pay attention to patterns, what customers say. If they're giving you feedback and they say, oh, your pictures online are brighter and more airy looking, then I receive your artwork in person, it looks very dull and it doesn't look the same, then keep that in mind when you're uploading images online to market your work. Or if you get feedback saying that everything was great, but I received my art damaged, and you sent your art in an envelope, you might want to question, okay, well, how can I protect my artwork to get to the customer in another state or even in the same city? If you don't sell your art at the art exhibition, you will have to pick it up from the gallery at the end of the exhibition, but just be organized on how to store your artwork later and continue to market yourself. You can do this through your website, social media, or however your process looks. Now, the pros to getting your art exhibited is that it builds credibility. It builds your resume. It adds value to your art piece. There's unlimited potential of how much money you can make. You get exposure as an artist, and it gives you experience. That's just some of the pros. The cons is that you may not make any sales. It can be time-consuming if you're not organized or prepared. There's also application fees, deadlines that you could miss if you're not ready. Although there are cons, I 1000% recommend getting experience in a group exhibit or in the trade fair. I want to take the time to thank you for listening to my podcast. I know I could be a bit formal at times, but that's because I do take to heart what I love to do. And because of this, I truly value your feedback and would love to hear your thoughts about my show. Please leave me a review in the comments section or email me directly at creatively.enhancedart@gmail.com. I will be taking a month break and will be airing episode 6 on May 9th. In the last 5 episodes, I will kick off the Creative Entrepreneur series, interviewing several guests on their experiences on becoming an entrepreneur, which will range in the vast fields of visual arts and outside of visual arts. So stay tuned and chat with you soon.